to another healthy move. The streets will be flooded with pink tomorrow morning for the Race for the Cure, the beginning of an exciting weekend, which also includes Marathon Bahamas. Breast cancer survivors, their loved ones, local organizations, and supporters will participate in this event. Kelsey Johnson spoke to a participant who was all set to get her walk on.
It's a walk for a purpose, one that has way more meaning than just simply lacing up your sneakers, setting your stopwatch, and counting your steps. The Susan G. Komen Race for the Cure is a unified event used by cancer survivors, family members of the fallen, other loved ones, and supporters to bring awareness to this dreadful disease. Yolanda Hyla was diagnosed with stage 3 breast cancer in 2016. She said her fight was horrific and very terrifying. And while she didn't know what to expect, the race this weekend gave her something to look forward to.
Just not for me. As Susan G. Komen, I work for everybody who was affected by cancer. And I believe that, they said whatever you do in eternity, whatever you do in life, what echoes in eternity. And that's one of my give backs. To support my sisters and brothers who are fighting cancer. And a lot of times we think that only women fight breast cancer, but men too. And I have to fight for them too. So that's the reason why I really walk every year.
Hyler said she was unaware of what was happening to her and never knew of anyone who was diagnosed with breast cancer before.
Because of my faith in God, and I know that I have caring family around me. My husband was there. And he was the one who tell me, if you found a lump, go to the doctor, don't come to me, in a funny way. And then I had 3 little boys and my youngest was only 2. So then I know I had to fight, and I had to fight really hard. And through the grace of God, he allowed me to live through it. And it was hard at many days with the chemo. It was hard. Some days I couldn't eat, some days I couldn't sleep. A lot of days I couldn't sleep. And the medication itself was hard on my body. But I had support, and that is the most important thing for me. Support was there.
The Susan G. Komen race is set to start at 7 a.m. at Montague Beach and finishing up over at Hurricane Hole on Paradise Island. The race caters to all ages and is loaded with tons of prizes, including the largest, most energetic, and most creative teams.
My family don't walk because it's too early in the morning. But I would usually walk with my cancer group, which is Jenny, Dean, Caring, and Sharing. And then I have some other, Sandals usually, they usually sponsor, us to walk as well. So I would walk with them as well. So yeah, I would walk with either work or my support group. Last year, I walked with my best friend, and we were Pixies. And we actually won. We were pink. I had pink and white hair. We were Pixies. So every year, she does it every year. And she... they interchange, they change their costume every year. But that's the first year I did it with her. That was last year.
Hyla, who walks every day, says the 3.1-mile trek does not bother her.
The adrenaline is there. And the fact that you're walking for purpose, you would walk all the way through. And I don't go straight. I go all the way around, and I make sure I hit the bridge, and I do it. And it's just for purpose.
Kelsey Johnson, ZNS Network News.